So let's go back. Now, unfortunately, this worksheet does not have answers. So if you want to know if you got it right, you can always email me or send me a message and I'll check it for you. Let's do, why don't you try number 14? Okay, try number 14 and then come back. Okay, so here we are. I wanted you to try one on your own. The equation is negative 3x plus y equals 4. We're learning how to turn that into slope-intercept form and going from slope-intercept form to the graph pretty easily, okay? So slope-intercept form means y is alone, so I need to get rid of this minus 3x. So how do I get rid of minus 3x? I add 3x. That eliminates. Anything I do on one side, I do to the other. So add 3x to the 4, which they're not compatible. They just go over as plus 3x. So bring down y equals 4 plus 3x. If you want to flip that around to the correct order, y is equal to 3x is positive, so is 4. Now I have my equation in y-intercept form, and I can graph from there. Start with the positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y. It's crossing there. It's increasing 3, rise 3, run 1. Rise 3, 1, run. 1, 2, 3, run 1. Your line should look something like that. Okay? All right, we're about wrapped up with this. I want to try some that are just a little bit more difficult. Okay, yeah. Let's do probably 17 and 18. All right, yeah. Let's do 17 and 18, and then we will go from there. So try 17 and 18, and then come back, okay? All right, so we're back. I think that you probably have down the graphing part of it, so I'm not going to do too much. I'm going to do this one on the graph, but then from then on, for the rest of the video, we're just going to look at manipulating the equations to turn it into slope-intercept form, and then from there, I think you've got the graphing part down probably. All right, so let's take a look. Here's our linear equation, negative 6x plus 3y equals negative 9. Remember what our goal is, which is to isolate the y. Before, the other ones that we've done, it was just a y there. Now it's got a number in front of it. And so that creates an extra step for us. Just like solving regular equations, the first thing that we start to get rid of, to eliminate, is addition and subtraction, okay? And so I'm going to still start with this number that's attached to the x. What's the opposite of negative 6x or minus 6x? Is plus 6x, okay? No different than what we were doing a minute ago. We need to do it to the other side to keep the equation balanced. So now we have 3y is equal to negative 9 plus 6x. So here's the extra step, because we don't have y isolated. We have to separate the 3 and the y, okay? And so we need to undo this multiplication. We do that with division. So divide by 3 is how we bring that down to just y. Now, here's one thing that you need to make sure you do. Distribute that 3 across over here, okay? You need to divide each number by 3. So negative 9 divided by 3 is a negative 3. 6x divided by 3 is 2x, and that would be a positive. So y is equal to negative 3 plus 2x. If you want to flip it around into the correct order, the 2 is positive, the 3 is negative. So it becomes y is equal to 2x minus 3, in which we can start at the beginning. The y-intercept is negative 3. The slope is a positive 2, which has a 2 over 1 rise and run. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. That general direction. Okay? And so most all of you, at least my students, have been part of my algebra class and learned equations. This is no different. Isolate, undo, solve. Okay? Let's do a couple more. 18 might have a trick to it. Go ahead and do that and then come back. As I said, I'm just going to show you how to manipulate that and not necessarily go with the graphing part. So come back, give it a try and come back. I want you to graph. Okay, so this next one had the equation of x plus 3y equals 6. I already drew the line. I'm pretty sure I did it right mentally. But here's how we're manipulating the equation. Okay, trying to get y alone, start with getting rid of the x, eliminate it by subtracting an x, subtracting an x from the other side, bring down. Next step, just like before, divide each number by 3 to get y alone. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Here's the part I thought might confuse you, okay? X divided by 3. X divided by 3. That's really, remember, there is a 1 in front of that x. And so we're really going to see this as, sorry about that. We're going to see this as 1 over 3 x. If the x is on the top, it can come down beside it. All right? And so when we turn it into this form, then it's pretty easy to read. Oh, nope, I did not do it correctly, did I? It does cross at the positive 2, but it's dropping, it's decreasing 1 over 3. Okay, so the line should look something like that. But if you just have a letter, remember the 1 is in front of it, and when you divide that, it really turns it into a fraction. Couple more, then you'll know everything you need to know. Okay, 21. Try 21. Again, I'm not going to graph it. I'm just going to manipulate it for you. So give it a try. Come back. Okay, so we need to manipulate this equation that's written in standard form and change it into slope-intercept form. We're just solving for y, okay? Same thing we did before. Start by getting rid of these minus 2x's. We're going to do that by adding 2x's. Got to do it to both sides. Bring down. Don't forget the minus belongs to the 3. That's a negative 3. It's got to come down in the equation. Not compatible. Just write them out what it is we're doing. Okay, so here's why I wanted to do this one, because we hadn't dealt with a negative number here, but just like we do in our regular equations, we want to leave the y positive. So if you're the opposite of multiplying by negative 3 is dividing by negative 3, okay? And what that does is that leaves a positive y. Keep it balanced. Each number over there is divided by negative 3. So we're left with y equals negative 9 divided by negative 3 is a positive 3. And then 2 can't be divided by 3, so we're just going to see that as a fraction. But it's a positive 2 and a negative 3, which means the whole thing will be a negative. 2 over 3, just bring the x down, okay? From here, just locate the parts. The y-intercept is just the number, so it starts at a positive 3 on the y, and then it's decreasing down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. If you wanted to rewrite it in the correct order, that would be your equation. Negative 2/3 x plus 3. Doesn't matter as long as you locate where they are. What's attached to the x is going to be your slope. I think that might be it. I just want to make sure I've covered that whole packet. Let's see. There's no answers to this one either, but it starts by just identify the slope, which you can do. Find the slope from 2 points. Number 11 through 18, they want you to write the slope-intercept form using those. We're going to work on that tomorrow as well. You could probably do it right now, but we're going to specifically work on that tomorrow, how to write the equations, whether it's from a table or from a graph, or just knowing what the slope and the y-intercept is. And then starting with numbers 19, you can start to do some graphing, which it gives you plenty of graphing practice, okay? And the last sheet, I guess, is this one. And it's kind of in note form, so it's reiterating a lot of what I said. It's going to give you some practice, and you know, it's good, basically everything that we've went over today. Okay, so I guess in conclusion, want to review that today we were talking about a specific way to write a linear equation. A linear equation is an equation that shows a relationship between two variables, and when we write it in this form, it's really easy to graph, or even once you do that quite a bit, you can start to just visualize it, you know, because you know where the line is on the grid, you know where it crosses, and then you know which direction it's going, and possibly even how steep it is, just from practice, okay? So y equals mx plus b is slope-intercept form, and we replace the m with the slope, and the b is the y-intercept. X and the y are those variables that constantly change, okay? And so we practiced on reading them, and then how to put them into a graph, which you always start at the beginning. The B is where you start, put your point on the y-intercept, and then follow the slope from there, okay? So I hope that was clear. I feel like that was pretty clear, but you know, I don't know what you're thinking, so let me know if you have questions, if something didn't come across very clearly, and I will address that, or you know, do what I need to do to help you understand. So let me know, and look forward to the next set of videos, which is how to write an equation from a line or from a table. And it's not that much different than this, okay? So good job, everybody. Hope you're well, and hope to see you all very soon, okay? Take care.